if you guys had a time machine, it would be just like the tattoos, and you would just spend all your lives thinking about where the perfect time to go back in time was and never actually do it, just like your tattoos. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, I know when to go back to.
Where would you go?
When to go back to. That's
I want to
easy
know.
as
Wait,
fuck.
hold on. Because Dick, you clearly have somewhere in mind. Where would you go? Where's your first stop?
You know what I would do? The first time Maddox asked me this, like the first episode of our podcast, and I said I would go back in time and pretend to write all the Beatles songs. But then,
movie.
I know they made that movie like 3 or 4 years after I said that. So now I would go back in time and write that movie. Instead
I wouldn't bother. It didn't do very well.
Was it even a successful movie?
Yeah. You're just going to be the writer of a middling indie film.
Yes,
you can do that now. Like, you want some help?
I need that idea. What would you guys do?
You just go back to like early 2000s and you start investing in Bitcoin and you don't stop. You know, you put every bit of your disposable income in Bitcoin. And you're 100 millionaire in 20 years, you know, like that. That's all you got to do.
That would be good, but it's like that's not that creative. You're not going that far back. I'd want to go back.
I'm not writing a movie here. I'm making money.
No, but you can bounce around in this scenario. So I'd go back to ancient Rome, pal around a little bit. I feel like you'd go back to any ancient time and you'd be like, oh, like all those statues are nice, but then it'd be like everybody probably smells terrible.
You don't speak the language.
Yeah, I could, Yeah, I'll figure it out.
No, you won't.
I took Latin for a few years in high school.
I don't think they spoke Latin, did they? It wasn't the Greeks that spoke Latin?
Well, I mean,
didn't the Romans speak Italian?
I think they mostly spoke Latin because Latin became Italian and French and Spanish.
Fair enough.
So at the time they spoke Latin, but yeah, you're right.
Just as a test,
speak Latin. That's
say where is the bathroom in Latin?
That'd be a rude thing to ask. See, I know their culture.
Yeah, I don't think you can say anything.
You just look at me and go, "Hey,
can I have some? Do you have any water?
Where's the fucking bathroom?
Do you have any water? Say it in Latin."
I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Bathroom is pissus.
How do you say, "Please don't burn me as a witch" in Latin? Because that, my friend, is becoming very handy.
Victim.
Well, as soon as they lay eyes on those spectacles that you are going to need to walk in the past,
I'll have contacts, and I'll bring a gun. And they don't know the concept of ammo.
They don't know the concept of gun. They're just going to
dream scenario. I transfer back to Rome. Like they throw me in the ring in the fucking gladiator arena. I look fly in my modern clothes. All I have is my gun. They put a bunch of tough guys. Blam, blam, blam. They don't know that I'm not a wizard. I demand respect. Audience with the king, whatever it is at the time, the Senate. And I'm like elevated. And I tell them like, boom, Visigoths to the north. You're going to want to look out for that. It's going to get ugly. Here's a couple of no good emperors you need to get rid of right away when they pop in.
Stop using those lead pipes.
Stop it with the lead pipes. I know it tastes great. And you got to stop eating tomatoes off the lead plates. You're going crazy.
Pewter, yeah.
Yeah, pewter. And I think
kills me before he gets big. Get him.
Go in. Tell Jesus I'm interested in his teachings. Knife him. I'm Jesus now. Boom. Step into. Oh no! Wait, I don't want to be Jesus.
Well,
I get like 3 days into Jesus. I'm like, oh no.
You're our historic, like religious historian.
All right, pop in. Don't pretend to be Jesus. Just see if he was as smart as people said. I bet his speeches weren't as impressive.
No.
But I wouldn't know what he was saying because I don't speak Hebrew or Latin. So you're right. There would need to be some sort of Star Trek
universal communicator,
something like that. Let's include that in this fantasy. That's there.
What if you had to learn Hebrew? Would you just put it off? Like, all right, I got to learn Hebrew before I go back in time. Fuck.
I mean, if I wouldn't take the time to learn it if like I had to actually sit down and learn it. That's why I invented the fancy.
You can't even go back. If you go back 200 years, you're going to have a mildly difficult time communicating.
No, we looked at this. We would be good back until like once it gets to like the early 1600s, it's like it starts to get fucking weird. And like the 1500s.
When you get to Old English, that shit barely makes sense anymore.
Like Washington.
So you guys are right, but if you're trying to fit in, how far back can you go? Like I could fit in the 50s.
Sure.
How about the 1850s? I think they'd
we
instantly
could
see me as
You'd just be dirtier. Like you'd just be smellier and dirtier, and it would kind of.
I think in the same way that like if you're from New York City and you show up in Alabama, you don't fit in.
Oh,
that happens
like
pretty quickly in time too.
You'd like accidentally say something anti-religious and be killed. Day one.
Oh, that's one of the better parts of 11/22/63. Actually, is the language. Like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and they'll be like, "You got a funny way of talking. What are you talking?" Like he'll be like, "You slang occasionally, accidentally," and they'll be like, "Huh, you got an interesting way of talking." Like he's always like having to like
he sings songs from the future in the shower and shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
he's singing like Rolling Stone. He's singing the Rolling Stones. And she's just like, "What is that you're singing?" He's like, "Sympathy for the Devil." Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. And she's in there like, is he writing like an incredible song in the fucking shower right now?
I love how like the assumption there, because you're watching a show about time travel, is that someone hears a song that they don't hear and they go, he must be inventing this out of there. This guy must be making up songs. I live from the 50s. People concurrently making up songs. I have no concept of this. Oh my God. Like, and the fact that he would have to explain anything other than, oh, it's a song, you probably don't know it. That
but
he
he's
would
always doing
back
it.
himself into a wall going, it's certainly not the Rolling Stones. T-3 years. Keep a look out of the calendar.
But he's like always doing it. Like the evidence is piling up. Like he's always saying like, oh yeah, that's cool. Or
you remember all the words? You remember? That's the first time I ever knew what the words you just saying were.
Oh, well, it's a good song.
Like if he started singing like we went to the moon in 1969, like that might be a little more prophetic, but not this.
Yeah.
Even that would be silly. But that was a song before they even went to the moon. It's probably.
But yeah, I would be. Time travel is really scary because like if you go back too far, and something happens to you, then you're just dead. And if you go back too far and you get discovered, then they just kill you. They burn you as a witch or something like that.
What if you bring like treats and goodies and you like pretend to be like someone powerful who can get more? Not even pretending, you can, and you kind of buy them.
What? Yeah, but to what end? Like, what do they have that you even want?
I could be like a fucking senator in an ancient world or a king.
I would rather be 100 millionaire today than a senator in ancient Rome.
Oh, I don't live there.
Tomorrow?
I bounce around.
Maybe Kyle, you want to invest in the S&P 500, go forward 100 years and you'll be plenty rich, even though you don't know the future. Or bounce back and forth.
Well, see, you got to get the money back there, right? So like what, and you would need to set up like the legal apparatus with lawyers to like pass down that wealth to all right, this firm that you'd have to research that the law firm is even going to exist in the future. Like Wilkes and Wilkes is the oldest law firm in the United States. All right,
It's they're going to like the payoff is future. Like I don't know that current now is the best it gets. It seems to be getting better all the time.
Oh, you want to go to the future with more stuff?
Yeah, I want to set up something now wherein I don't know, 2150.
But the fear would be like. All right,
like,
so
like nuclear war or something before then.
Yeah, like what if you turn the dial to like 2050,
right?
And when the machine stops vibrating or whatever, and like pop into the world, you immediately start taking radiation. Or there's a building now like there, and you like fuse inside of a brick wall or something like that.
I don't want that.
That does sound bad. I'm hoping my time machine can, deal with that.
Yeah, I think I just go back in time and I'm just like, Bitcoin. That's all you got to do. Like,
let's not that far back either. You have to go back like 4 years.
Yeah, you don't have to go back far at all. Just, and if you can go back to like 2010, you're gold.
I'm going to go back to the early 1900s and absolutely dominate in the NHL, Major League Baseball, just be incredible.
Do you know how much you got paid to play baseball in 1910. They paid those guys in chili dogs, Taylor.
I'm doing it for the legacy and the fun. I'm going back and, they didn't invent fucking slap shots until the 60s. I can wind that up in 1921. It'll be fun. It'll be a good
I'm gonna
time.
go
I don't
back.
live there.
I'm gonna go back and put a big cock on the Texas flag. Whenever Texas was founded, I'm gonna weasel my way into their politics so that in today's day, when they're getting all snowed in and their cars are getting messed up, they have to they wear a mask with a cock on their face. They're so